All right, what's up, everybody? I appreciate everybody jumping in for Family and Friends Day. This is something new we're doing right now, just to take advantage of this downtime everybody's got. Hope everybody's safe with your family.
A screen blank. Froze.
Change in their own way. And I'm gonna start off by just really just giving a mission statement for Friends and Family Day by
Okay.
saying Friends and Family Day is an occasion that facilitates thought-provoking, entertaining, engaging, informative, and last but not least, impactful conversation with exceptional people from a wide range of expertise areas and industries, only to deliver to the viewing and or listening public in hopes that they may receive some sense of value from the previously mentioned dialogue that I meant talking about. The main purpose of Family and Friends Day platform is to build stronger communities and to provide arbitrary blueprints by showcasing the people who display proficiency in their fields or who may merely just serve as a source of inspiration. So, Terry, you're definitely a source of inspiration for me, man,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
and definitely laying out that blueprint. And just want to jump right into it, man, by saying who is Terry Griffin? Like, if you don't mind.
Uh, who is Terry Griffin? Well, I am Terry Griffin. Family man first, but businessman. I'm a serial entrepreneur that wants to, help build up our community in a sense. I want to be able to teach our community, teach the people in our community about generational wealth and just things like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that's you're one of a few. I'm seeing more people do it, but I consider you a forerunner by somebody who's actually wanting to teach financial freedom and responsibility, wealth building. That's very important. And so, I mean, what are some of the ways that you have been able to do something like that so
Well,
far?
I mean, when you talk about generational wealth or you talk about like uplifting the community, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. And as I know, I'm not an expert in every way. So my thing is to be able to create a platform for different people and the experts in those said fields to have a platform to talk to people, right? And whether it's, somebody talking about insurance, somebody talking about real estate, somebody's talking about, investing and just a bunch of different things like that. So I just want to be able to create a platform that's useful for anybody to be able to showcase their service or products or whatever it is, because a lot of people aren't out there. A lot of people aren't known, and some people have problems with that. Everybody doesn't have a following or things like that. For people to know who they are and what they're doing. So my thing was just like, well, let me create that following and let me create this platform and let me share this platform with the different people in our community so they'll be able to so their light can shine on what they do and how they can be helpful to the community because like I said, I don't know everything. And so my thing is to share the platform with people who knows more about specific, conversations or topics that I'm not an expert in.
Hmm. And you mentioned the platform. The platform I definitely have in mind, which is what you're talking about, is I'm assuming Better Black, right?
Yes.
Yes, Better Black. For those who are watching, one of the big things for that is Better Black is actually a platform that it provides a directory for Black business owners in the Bay Area, most in particular Oakland in
Yes.
particular. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So and Better Black, how long has it been around?
We're going on 3 years. I would say it's been 3 years this year that we've been official.
Okay. Okay. And that's important.
I can't hear you.
What? Oh, let's see.
Mhm. I think he had to step out. It says your mic is muted.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm good now.
Okay. Hey, Colin, what we're gonna do, man? I'm gonna put you on mute. If you don't mind, just close your camera for right now, and I'll open it up if you have any questions. Okay.
My bad. What did it say? I can't.
I still can't hear you.
Hold on.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just basically talking about Better Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you saying? Because it went blank, so I wasn't able to hear anything that you were saying.
Yeah, I was just talking about how Better Black is definitely needed here in the Bay Area, especially in the Black community, man. There are quite a few of us here, but we're so spread out, and a lot of us do have businesses, we have different platforms, we have brands, but that's an issue I keep running into. Networking with other Black folks here, everybody wants to kind of come together, but I feel like you're kind of linking all those chains together.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I found in doing this that everybody wants to help, but everybody also wants to be the lead in a sense. Everybody wants to help, but everybody wants to help on their terms. They want to be like, I want to help, but I want you to come to my event. I want you to come under me. I want you to do this. Because when I first started Better Black, I'd never seen, it was an idea that I had. And I'm like, let me start a business directly for Black-owned business. I think that'd be dope. Because I was like, I don't know anybody who does this. Then once I started it and I started researching other directories, and I seen other people was actually doing it. And I'm like, dang, all these people, I'm like, these few people are doing it, but I've never heard of it. So I'm like, ain't no need to recreate the wheel. So I reached out to different businesses that kind of started it, that had a following. And, I reached out to them like, I started a nonprofit, and then after I started my nonprofit, I seen that you're doing the same thing. I would love to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you already have a directory with, a few businesses on there, but I'm like, I could, if you let me on board, I can triple that for you. We can really work together. And people was just like, no, you're my competition. Like, why would I allow you, in, and you're trying to do the same thing as me? And I'm just like, I'm not even on that hype. I'm not nobody's competition. I just want us to be able to work together because we're both doing the same thing. It doesn't matter whose name it's under or what it is. I'm like, the point of it is to help our community. And I was getting a lot of no's. And since I was getting a lot of no's, I was like, you know what? We'll just do it on my own.
Yeah.
And so since I did it on my own, I started throwing my own networking events. My directory have over 200 businesses, Black-owned businesses on there. Won Startup Business of the Year my first year doing it. And so it was just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, sometimes things happen for a reason. And so those no's, pushed me to just keep it going and do my own thing. And it turned, and that turned into, as the umbrella, that turned into multiple other businesses that I've started just by starting that. And so, in hindsight, it's a blessing that I didn't know if people told me no, because that made me do it on my own. And with me doing it on my own, I was able to get way more out of it.
Yeah. And the most important thing you talked about was about everybody wants to be a leader. And what you're doing, man, I actually consider you a leader by doing what you're doing, because in essence, by you seeking to serve, and by proxy, that makes you a leader. And unfortunately, everybody is really obsessed with titles. They're obsessed with positions and stuff like that, but they're not really looking to serve like you're doing. I mean, what you're doing is actually a major favor for a lot of Black business owners here, and I hope it's not too late for people to realize that when the price goes up, like they say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely true. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, I'm still going to be here no matter what happens, no matter, if how successful I get. I mean, I want the name Better Black, and what it is mainly serving the Bay Area, but, I do have a few businesses in different states and stuff like that. And so what I want, I mean, my vision and my goal for Better Black, for it to be the yoke for Black owned businesses. I want it to be that big. Once you go to any city and you looking for something, you pull up Yelp, because you can find any business on there. And so you're looking for out somewhere to eat, somewhere to go, anything like that, some shopping, all of that stuff. And so I want Better Black to be that for Black owned businesses in no matter what city, no matter what state that you're in.
yeah. And man, now more than ever with the state of events that's around in the country and everything, man, we have to stick together more now than any other time.
Yeah.
It's not just cliche or feel good talk. It's a necessity. So I really hope people really get the gist of what you're saying, because what you're doing is actually doing people a major favor, because when a lot of these places start discriminating or shutting their doors, you're actually leaving the light on, like Motel 6, like, hey, y'all can come here. If they don't want you, we'll take you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely the goal. That's definitely the vision. Yeah, and that's what I want. Like I said, a lot of people don't get the recognition, or they just kind of, when you're like, let's say, if I Google food on Yelp, 30 businesses gonna pop up or so, But I mean, if you are on Better Black, you will stand out more because you are a Black owned business, and it's not just so many out there.
Right. That's true. And I mean, even with Better Black, I mean, that also being a nonprofit organization and as well as a business directory, you're doing another service, because you're able to do so many other different things, create certain.
You froze on me. Your screen froze. I can see you now, though.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about, being Better Black, not only being a business directory, but also having a real grassroots feel and being able to really reach the community and impact people on that level too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things, I've been asked, people ask me the question like, well, why did you make it a nonprofit and not just a for-profit? I'm like, because I want people to know that this organization is not about the money.
Right.
That it is really about helping and serving the community. That's why the business directory is free and all of this other stuff, because it's not about the dollars at all. It's really about helping. And I'm like, I made it a nonprofit for that reason, so people would know that we serious, that we really want to help, and we really want to see a change.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And man, not only with Better Black being one of your things, man, you're a man of many hats too. You have Better Black. There's a whole nother side as far as the whole nightlife scene and the party scene.
Oh
And
yeah.
you got a lot of expertise with that as well. Like, you care to kind of expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, what happened was, as I got into Better Black, I start doing my network events and stuff at OVO, and as I start doing it there, I start working there, and as I start working there, I start being a manager, and as I'm the manager there, I'm helping put on parties and events and stuff like that, and as I'm there, I'm like, I could do this. like I can put on parties and stuff like this. Like people will come out and have fun. And my first mindset was just like, I always have people come out to these business mixers and events and stuff. But I'm like, sometimes people just want to let loose. Sometimes people just want to have fun. And so I threw my first party, and it was good, right? It was a good party. And after that, you know, I threw a few more. And in that first year of throwing parties, there was a lot of ups and downs. I had parties where it was packed. I had parties where it was like 4 people, you know, and that's just the, you know, the trials and tribulations of starting it. But after doing it, I was just like, starting Better Black, I'm like, well, I don't want to keep throwing parties under this name because that's not what Better Black is. And I don't want people to start coming to these parties and start confusing the two. So with that, I branched off and started my entertainment company, which is TPMC, The Party Must Continue. And so I started throwing my parties and stuff under there. That was with me and my business partner, Chris, which is my DJ, and he is the DJ and the guy behind the computer. He does all the graphics, logos, all that kind of stuff like that. He's a computer guy. So with me and him collabing together and making TPMC, that's where the parties start coming from, right? And so then it was like that was better because, like I said, I wanted to separate the two because they end up start being that the parties will start being so successful that the parties was bringing in more money. But then and since the parties are bringing more money, obviously that's what you're going to do more of because we got families to feed, right? And so, but like I said, I still was like, okay, it can't be Better Black. So that's why the entertainment company started. And so once that kept going, we was throwing the day parties every Sunday. And then once summertime was over, we started doing the parties at night every first Saturday. And so then from there, it just started going on. And then we had the opportunity to rent out the club to where we was able to come up with our own drinks and own food. And then that's how the MF and Spot came about. And the reason I came up with that was like, once you do your research, I went to school for marketing, right? So once you do your research and you start seeing all the trendy stuff, you see what's the most popular things. I'm seeing Slutty Vegan. That's out in Atlanta. Like they sell vegan food, but it's called Slutty Vegan. The name is catchy. People like to say it. The burgers and stuff is called Slut This and this and that. And people, it's like hella popular. You go to like Miami and LA, they got places called like Biscuit Bitch and Bitch Bacon and all of this stuff with the cussing in it that before would be like, what the hell, I ain't going to that. But these are the places that's hella popular, that has the lines out the door, that has the fun name that everybody's going to. I'm like, you know what? I need to come up with something like this. And so,
you know, and Terry, not to cut you off, one of the funny things about being in the Bay Area, it's liberal. And to your point about the marketing, the provocative marketing, when I go to the city sometimes, I see some of these billboards advertising some of these companies with that same type of. A lot of these cities like Atlanta, Miami will allow you to really push the envelope and drive more traffic to your brand.
Yeah. And that was kind of what people was telling me in the beginning, like, that's not going to go well here. Like, people not going to like that. Like, I understand, like, that's happening in these different markets, but here in the Bay Area, people not going to like that because of the cussing and all of that. I'm like, man, it's going to be a hit. Because no matter what, people going to like it. It's going to be different and all of that. So that's why I'm like, well, I'm going to just try it. And I went out on the limb. They let me rent out their space and different stuff like that. And then I start naming, you know, the drinks, the MF and this, the MF for that, and the thick chick, and just all of these different drink names and stuff like that. And people like coming in and they see this menu with these names and they like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh. And people just, then when you walk in, you know, that's how we greet you. Hey, motherfucker, thank you for coming in and shit like that. So it's like, people coming in like, what you just say to me? But they smiling and laughing. So just off of that vibe and that energy, you're like, people just get comfortable, right? They get comfortable because there's like, oh my gosh, they're having fun. This how they're talking to me, but they're doing it in like a nice, funny way. And so people just get comfortable with it and all that stuff. So now they know that this is a place I can go, I can have fun. And then it's not only that, we make really good drinks and have really good food. So, people not just coming for the name, they coming for the food and the drinks as well. And so once the food and the drinks hit them, they just like, I gotta keep going. I gotta come. And so that's how that came about. And then once our contract ended there, we decided to like, you know what? People be hitting our inboxes and saying that they wish they can come, but they so far away. We're like, well, let's go on a mini tour. Let's hit up Stockton. Let's hit up Sacramento. Let's hit up Vallejo. Let's hit up these places. And once we did that, going to these different places with our food and drinks, people was loving it. And so we like, that was one of the best things was to be able to go to different cities and be able to go to different cities and still have people come and follow us and still be a success. It was just like, now our brand is building because we not just in Oakland. People know us everywhere now.
Right. It's important, man. Like you hit them in the mouth with that provocative marketing and they'll never forget you. It's like Maya Angelou said, you might forget something to the effect that you may forget what people say, never forget how they made you feel when they said it. So it's about having that effect. And, you got the MF spot, doing things like that. It ties right back into Better Black. I mean, that's, doing things like that, providing a space for us to really let our hair down, so to speak, and really kick back and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah. And then it touches a different crowd. And that's the thing that's the thing with business. Like you have to be able to reach different people, right? And if all I'm doing is throwing business mixers and networking events and stuff like that, I'm only going to reach certain people.
Right.
But if I'm throwing parties and having all of this stuff, now I'm reaching a younger crowd, a younger generation, different people, different cities. And so now once they start seeing me and knowing who I am, then they start finding about the different businesses and stuff that I do. And now they like, oh my gosh, I've never even heard of Better Black before. And that was like, now they like, well, what is it? Or now they checking it out. Now they own a directory. Now they supporting a Black-owned business, but that's probably something they would have never did before if I didn't start throwing the parties and stuff like that. And so my thing is just, it goes full circle for me because they all tie into each other because it's still, number one, I am a Black entrepreneur that owns Black businesses, obviously, right? And so because people are going to support whatever business that I have, it's still going to all tie into Better Black because that is the umbrella of all of the businesses. And once people know about that, now you got more people on the directory visiting it. You got more people supporting Black-owned businesses and all of that. So for me, it just goes full circle. It all comes back.
Right. And that's, when you talk about that and you talk about as far as reaching different crowds and everything, one thing I noticed, man, on Instagram in particular, you drop a lot of jewels as far as your business themes. Some of your posts, like you really get into business or family or all that kind of ties in, but you drop a lot of marketing gems. I remember one particular post that you talked about as far as passing out flyers to people, doing things the old school way, really touching the people. People really appreciate that. And that's something that's missing right now.
I've been to different parties and stuff like that or different events and there'd be like 2 people there. And then I'll just talk to the person and be like, well, how did you advertise it? They was like, well, I made a Eventbrite that we made a Facebook and, I was posting on Instagram. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, but did you like actually go out, talk to people, hand out flyers, let them know that this event was coming? And they'll tell me no. And I'm like, well, that's your problem right there because number one, a lot of people misconstrue, business and they like to mix business and family. Oh, I need support from my family and friends and this. But the most people that's on your Facebook and on your social media is your family and friends. But you have to understand that those aren't the people that you need to support you to succeed.
Yes.
If only your family and friends bought your products or used your service, would you be successful? No,
Mhm.
you wouldn't. There is billions of people in this world. Why are you only trying to talk to your family and friends? That's maybe 1,000 people.
Mhm.
Move on. Like, go, don't worry about them. Talk to the other 10,000 people that's in your area that actually want what you're serving or are handing out or that event that you're giving. And so that's where a lot of people feel like, man, I posted the flyer like 10 times. Yeah, but the same 100 people seen it. Like, you have to get out of that. You have to go to other people events and hand out flyers and put flyers on cars and jump in different people inbox and all that stuff like that. And so for me, I do it all because I know that what I put in is what's going to be the outcome.
Yes.
And because that outcome is going to help, build my brands and support my family. And because I need to make sure that my kids eat and my wife eat and all of that stuff, that I have to go 100 times harder than the next person because I know a lot of people slack in that department.
Right. And that's, I would argue, that's what gives you the upper hand too, by having that extra layer of hustle, because like you said, everybody has resorted to the digital way of marketing, really reaching out to people like that. And at the end of the day, the people you're reaching out to, they don't like spam, man. Cause you don't want to get blocked or sent to the spam folder.
Right.
Yeah.
But even doing new stuff. Like, I still have an email list.
Mm-hmm.
I have an email list of over 5,000, and I have a 41% open rate. So at any time I send it, I'm getting 2,000, 2,500 people opening the email. I have text blasting through my businesses. So I just try to make sure that I hit all markets. All the markets. I'm emailing, I'm texting, I'm doing Facebook invites, I'm on Instagram, I'm in person talking to you, I'm at these events. So it's just like, you're going to hear about what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure of it. Now, whether you come or not, that's on you, but it's going to be out there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's important, man. People, we're in the business of people, man. And it's important to really have a real organic relationship with people. And I think just doing that goes a long way. People will always remember that. Like I said, that'll give you the upper hand. And one thing I want to do is really be able to do my part to really contribute to whatever it is you have, whether it's your events, whether it's Better Black. Okay, you there, Terry?
I'm here.
Yeah.
It was frozen.
Yeah, the connection dropped. Basically, I was just saying I really call myself to task by saying that I want to do whatever I can to actually support not only your platform with the directory, but also your events. Whether I'm coming, patronizing the events, telling friends about it, promoting the events. I like what you're doing, man. You're a real staple in the community.
Appreciate
Sure.
that.
Yeah. But I won't keep you long, man. Are there things you want to promote? Anything you want to let people know about?
Live at lunch. Every weekday at 12:30, I do a live at lunch where I'm either giving business tips or marketing tips, or I'm interviewing somebody to give out tips, whether it's about mental health, whether it's about business, or whether they're talking about themselves and their business. I believe that, like I said in the beginning, that I want to create a platform where people can share their story, share what they're doing, and they can reach new people. I've been doing the live at lunch for about 3-4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, I've already helped people get new customers. I've already connected people, with business. And so, like I said, I just want to create a platform to help people grow. And so just, like I say, every weekday on my Instagram, I am Terry Griffin. I do a live at 12:30. Make sure you drop in. And if you would like to be on there interviewed, to send me a message. We got to get you on there.
Hey, I'm willing. I'm willing, man. I'm free. I'm free around that time. So let me know.
Yeah, let's talk. And I have some. I don't know if you're available this upcoming week, but I have some space open this upcoming week. So let's talk.
I'm available. Let me know.
Okay. That's good.
We'll definitely exchange more information after the talk. But I will shut it down right now. But as soon as this shutdown is over, man, I know everybody's at home right now. Man, summer 2020 is going to be one for the record books. And I'm looking forward to breaking bread with you for sure.
All right. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Terry. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this edition of Family and Friends Day. Thank y'all. Peace.